What's up YouTube? So today's video is kind of a sad one. I'm going to be exploring one of the biggest problems in PoE, and it actually almost made me want to quit PoE. When I was sitting there, I was like, man, GGG really hates my hands. My wonderful hands, right? They want to take it all. They want to take my loot. They want to take my hands. They want to take my fingers. They want to take crafting away. Everything's going to be gone by the time the game ends. But I was incredibly sad about what's even going on. And I actually don't really think that this is brought up enough in the community. And as you can see here, these are the scarabs that I have from doing the Deli Orb farm or the Skittering Delirium Orb farm. Now, this is a huge tab to sell, right? If you want to sell this many scarabs in one go, you could be there for hours. You could have to price it all out. You have to find a bunch of buyers who's willing to buy it. And I was kind of at a loss of what I was going to do. So like I said, I was doing the Skittering Delirium Orbs, and I ran into this problem. I was sitting there, not really sure, contemplating life. Like, how am I actually going to sell all of these scarabs? So you can see here, I was so flustered, I actually even left the room. This is my dog looking for me. She's like, where are you? Are you coming back to sell the scarabs? And I'm like, no, I think I need to go out for a walk. I literally couldn't take it anymore. It was that bad. I mean, obviously I'm not being fully serious about the scope of it, but my dog is looking longingly, and I'm finally returning, or is that even me, to go sell the scarabs. And she's like, we need the money. But in the end, I did come back, and then someone in my chat told me that maybe I shouldn't use TFT bulk to sell everything. And it's pretty much because there's this video going around on Reddit saying the biggest scam in PoE is hiding in plain sight. And boy, oh boy, that actually kind of scared me. So I decided to check out the video. Now, the TLDR of the video is that TFT bulk selling is a scam because they are taking an enormous cut. The video points out that the bulk buyer is pretty much sometimes even taking over a 50% of the scarab's value when they buy it. Now, the one problem I have with the video is that he actually said that he wanted to TFT bulk buy at 85%. Well, if you sell all of your scarabs at 85%, when there's people who actually say that they'll buy your scarabs at 105% or 120% with gilded scarabs, so theoretically you could go to someone with gilded, and then you could go to someone with polish, and if you do have winged, you could sell it. So saying that you buy or you sell all of your scarabs at 85%, then that's kind of on you, right? Because I actually did find someone to buy all of my scarabs, and I sold it for 100%, including rusted. So if you really wanted to maximize the amount of currency you want to get from using the TFT bulk selling service, you shouldn't be going to you shouldn't be selling your gilded, and you shouldn't be selling your polish at a low rate when there's people who will easily take your gilded even at 125% rate or polished at 116% rate. So what you could do is you could sell your gilded and polished at these rates, and then sell your rusted. Either you can sell it or you can bulk sell it then. So that kind of goes into my eyes that bulk selling on TFT is still worth it as long as you're not self-scamming yourself and deciding to sell all of your scarabs, including your high ones, at 85%. If you do decide to do that, yeah, the buyer's cut is going to be pretty large. It might be even over 50%. And he also brings out how some of the best money making could be buying up these bulk tabs and selling it for yourself. Now, if you guys have interacted a lot with trying to buy scarabs, you know this guy is like Batman. Scarab Man is actually one of the most illustrious members of the community, and he's banned. Now, we all know why he's probably banned, and the reason why people flip currency or do things that they don't really enjoy for currency in game is to probably get, I don't know, something in real life, right? So this is what happens. A lot of people who do this busy work probably don't enjoy what they're doing, and they pretty much are doing it for other means. Now, he also makes an argument that your time is less valuable as the current farming methods are a lot less profitable. So theoretically, if it takes you 5 hours to sell these scarabs and you get 40 divines back, that's actually really, really good. Because right now, there's no real money-making methods over 5-6 divines per hour. So offloading these scarabs, theoretically, is a good use of your time. But by that logic, why don't you just spend your entire time playing PoE, bulk buying the tabs and bulk selling the tabs? You can also spend your entire time playing PoE, running 5-ways, which is around 20 to 25 divines per hour. So if you're going to do something you don't enjoy why not choose a more profitable task and just offload all of your scarabs immediately? Because I'm pretty sure bulk rolling sextants is also going to be more profitable than whatever you may choose to do. Although I do think that he is right in one aspect, and this is something that I really want to point out, is that if you notice when you go on excellence, the bulk money of your tab, of the majority of the value of your scarab tab is connected in certain scarabs, concentrated in Legion, Divination, Reliquary, and Ambush. So I do think that he is right in one aspect. Before you actually sell off your bulk tab, you should bulk sell off the stuff that is super, super easy to sell. So Expedition Scarabs is worth a lot, Divination Scarabs is worth a lot, Ambush is worth a lot. So if you just set up a few buy orders or sell orders for these ones, then you will probably make a lot more money. And I do think that is the most cost-efficient way of your time. And that is actually what I ended up doing. When I tried to attempt to bulk sell everything myself, I realized that a lot of the scarabs I had weren't really worth that much, besides a few of them. So I decided to bulk sell off the ambush ones, the divination ones, and expedition ones. And it was actually not too bad, and I did probably make a good chunk of money back. Now, that is, I believe, the best thing you could possibly do. And then you have a bunch of the shitty scarabs, and then that's when you try to find someone that's willing to take 100% of the scarab value, even including rusted. Because right now, on the TFT bulk tool, the TFT bulk tool actually overrates the cost of rusted scarabs a lot. So it actually gives you a PoE ninja price that's actually kind of unrealistic because it rounds it up, I think, to 1 chaos. Or let me see what it actually rounds it up to. So for people who don't know what I'm talking about, the TFT bulk selling tool, and this video is kind of going off topic a little bit right now because I am very upset about one thing, and doesn't really capture the scope of what I'm upset about. But this is just to help you out. So you link your account, and then you can see what is being sold. Now, if you look at rusted scarabs right here, you can see that it gives you a value of 0.5 because that's the lowest that TFT will go. However, if you actually look at the value of these scarabs in the game, it is actually at 0.1. So if you can find someone to take all of your rusted scarabs while kind of baiting them in with a little of the polished scarabs and gilded scarabs, then you're actually owning the TFT guy in a weird sense, because the person who's buying the scarabs probably isn't paying like super, super close attention. So that's something that you can do to take advantage of the TFT bulk selling tool instead of just not using it at all, because using it on the rusted scarabs is actually a really good idea because it only rounds down to 0.5 instead of 0.1 for some of the scarabs. Now, I did try to do the bulk selling thing for more than just the main scarabs, but I got kind of bored after setting some bulk prices. I was waiting around. Some of the scarabs weren't really selling, like the bestiary scarabs weren't really selling, the torment scarabs weren't really selling. So I was like, F this, I'm done with this. I can't be waiting around my hideout. I've literally been sitting around for like 3 hours on stream not doing anything. So I decided to go back to TFT to sell my scarabs. Now, I did find someone who was willing to take all my scarabs. So this is the guy I found. I gave him all my rusted. I gave him all my polished. I gave him all of my gilded that I had remaining. And he actually took 100%. So already in this original video that I watched, bulk selling at 85%, you can definitely get a much better rate. And I did agree to sell it off for 60 divines. Now, I do think that this wasn't too bad because agreeing to take all my rusted scarabs, and I did calculate it out, the rusted scarab, and this is not really the representation of how much it actually was because I no longer had the screenshot, but I think the rusted scarab ended up being around like 20 to 30% of the value. So in the end, I didn't really care too much about parceling it out into polished and gilded at 120 or 130%. But then I ran into the problem that made me so angry at GGG. And this is the problem right here. And I can show you a little bit of what it actually looks like when someone is majorly suffering. So this is me right now. I'm like, oh my goodness. I just realized, okay, so he traded me all of the scarabs. And I'm like, I have a lot of trades to do. And honestly, my hand was starting to hurt by the time I finished this bulk selling tab. I actually had to use a third-party tool called X mouse button control. So what it does is allows you to rebind your mouse wheel to left click and right click. So instead of clicking it every time, I'm able to scroll up, scroll down, and I can get out of all my scarabs. And this took a while. I think this took like 10 minutes or so. And note that this guy's name is I Love Scarabs. Maybe this is a new scarab man or something like that, but you must really like scarabs to take all my scarabs. But as you can see, this is just super annoying. I did get a lot faster towards the end because I started scrolling faster and faster. And I finally started using the tool. I tried to change the speed. And this was just a miserable experience. And I just have no idea why this is how it is. So why is it so bad? You might be wondering. It's so bad because the scarabs stack in sizes of 10. Now, I know in the past, GGG has given up and actually allowed us to stack the scarab. Now, you might not believe it, but in the past, scarabs didn't even stack. Just think about that. It did not stack. Now, I know that a lot of this is to sell like stash tabs and like that, and a lot of GGG's motivations for what they do does come around to monetizing it in a way that makes them money, whether it's through stash tabs, just through fragment tabs, or currency tabs, or map tabs. So a lot of the inconvenience and quality of life that they end up holding hostage is later monetized and then sold to us. And it's actually kind of a annoying thing if you think about it. Now, I was actually about to develop carpal tunnel from all of the unnecessary clicking, since GGG refuses to allow items in PoE to be stacked into large numbers. And this is actually just so annoying. And I'm going to illustrate this a little bit more when I go into the game. And let me know down in the comments below if you've experienced this in the past. Now, throughout the leagues, I'm usually really annoyed when I try to go trade Divine for Chaos. Because let's say I want to sell 10 Divines. That's like 5 different trade windows of Chaos. And then sometimes the person has an inventory that's full and then they cancel the trade. And it's just a horrendous experience. So right now, when I want to take out, like, say, jewelers, I'm able to take out 20 jewelers, so that's okay. Transmutes, 40. Who knows why it's 40? Alterations, 20. Annuls, 20. Chance Orbs, 20. Regals, oh, that's 10. Alks, 10. Chaos, 10. Veiled Chaos Orb, 10. So everything here is 40, 20, 20, 20. Then this is 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Right here is 10. Sexton is 10, I think. Harbinger is 20. Orb of Horizon 20. But wait here, what is this? Orb of Regrets is 40, and this is 30, and this is 20, and this is 10. So what is even going on here? Like, Chromes are 20, Fusings are 20, Jewelers are 20. This one is 10, 10, and I think this is 10 for Ancient Orbs, and this is 20, and Engineer's Orb is 20. So we just have this completely random thing that's going on. I don't even know what is the rationale behind certain things stacking higher. Not really sure what's going on. But in the end, it should stack higher. It feels really bad when you want to go trade like Chaos Orbs or something like that. You go here, you want to buy some Divines. You have to do like 5, 6 different trade windows. And it is crazy. And the worst part about it is they're holding quality of life hostage for this when we already have a complete joke for a current trade system. Like, this wouldn't be so bad if the trade system wasn't literally a complete laughingstock within the community. Like, the trade system is atrocious, and part of the reason adding on top of it is because Chaos Orbs stack to stacks of 10. Now, this used to be fine back in the day when 100 Chaos Orbs was considered like you were Bill Gates or Elon Musk or something like that. But nowadays, we need to get with the times. 100 Chaos Orbs is pocket change for most people. Now, it is time to revisit all of the stack sizes. I do think that the best solution is probably to make it stack to as much as you want within reason, like 1,000 for Chaos Orbs. Now, if you don't want to go that route, you can make everything stack to 100 just for uniformity's sake. There's no reason why certain things should stack to 10, and some things should stack to 20, some things should stack to 30, and some to 40. It's confusing, it doesn't make sense, and it's archaic. Now, this is something else I want to bring up, is they need to stop waiting for other competing games to come out to innovate before actually adding quality of life changes. As a player, it is super annoying to have quality of life changes being held hostage until there is some other competitor around. And this is probably a very easy fix. I know not that many people complain about this thing, but as someone who actually plays Trade League a lot, it is completely ridiculous that this is still the way it is. And let me know down in the comments below if you think that this is fine, or maybe I'm just wrong, or what your solution would be. But thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you find more Mirrors, Exalted Orbs, and Mage Bloods than me, and see you next time. Bye!